All right. So just sit in a comfortable position and then put your flex band under your armpits around your back. So people that I gave you a flex band, I cut them really big. So just know that you don't have to be at the ends of your strap. So you're going to open up your flex band, you're going to put it around the back of your rib cage. And then you're going to give a little bit of tension and you're going to crisscross those straps. So we want to have a little bit of tension so we can feel what's going on in that rib cage. And then inhale and see if you can feel your ribs pressing against the flex band, right? We want to really feel them widen as we inhale and they narrow a bit on the exhale. Do that again. Reach those ribs to the side. Keep reaching up to the crown of the head. We don't want to compress. We're trying to keep space between the pelvis and the ribs. And again, we're going to do about 3 more. And I want you to also think about your exhale. So when you inhale, those ribs go to the side. When you exhale, that diaphragm lifts back up. So see if you can give it a little bit of help. And then inhale. Nice full exhale. And inhale, if you help it, you'll feel those muscles around the waistband also pulling in a little as we lift up into the rib cage and inhale and widen. Nice big exhale. Let's do one more time like that. Inhale and exhale. Good. Now we're going to start in a way that is not usual because we normally save saw for later in the class. But I want you to widen your legs like you would for saw. And I just want you to hold your flex band just a little bit wider than your shoulder. So a little bit of tension on that band. And then try to externally rotate the upper arms, which if your hands were stretched out, it would mean your little pinky finger would come more to your midline. That helps to rotate the shoulder. And then just reach forward. Keep a little bit of pull on that strap and bring yourself back nice and tall, right up through the crown of the head. So when we start, we're lifting up and then reaching forward. Take a nice big breath there. Try to feel it open up the back and then bring that waistband back and curl all the way up through the crown of the head. This is another place that if you have short hamstrings, you might want to bend those knees. Ready? Inhale up and reach forward. Take a nice big inhale. Try to open up the ribs in the back and then bring that waistband back and curl all the way up. Okay, so now we're going to go into saw, and I want you to watch first because we're going to do it slightly differently today. So we are going to rotate, we are going to reach, and the pelvis is perpendicular, but now I want you to pull that back arm back. Now bring it to the floor. Now bring yourself up first and then center. So a little bit different. We'll do that a couple of times and then we're going to add one more stretch in a different direction using that. So let's sit up nice and tall. Rotate. The front arm is externally rotated. The back arm is internally rotated. Pull that arm. Now bring that arm to the floor and reach up with the other arm. Reach the back arm up and come to center. So rotate and normal position, internal in the back, external in the front. Now bring that back arm down to the floor, reach up, reach the back arm up and come center. Rotate and pulse and back arm down, arm up, reach them both out and come to center. Rotate and bring it down, back arm down, front arm up, back arm up, and center. And rotate and down, back arm down, front arm up as you lengthen the spine, reach that back arm and center. Last time like this, rotate and just like normal, and then back arm down, reach that front arm as you lengthen the spine, back arm reaches, come center. Last set. And pull, drop the back arm, reach the front arm as you lengthen that spine, reach the back arm and back to center. Last side, and reach, and back arm down, lengthen the spine as you reach that front arm, lengthen everything and back center. So now we're going to do a slightly different ending. We're going to come here, we're going to come here, you're going to come here, you're going to come around and lift with a little upper back extension and then come center. Okay, so here we go. Rotate and reach. Bring that back arm down. Front arm's going to come up and sweep around. Lift chest. Come center. And rotate and reach. Back arm stays down. And now rotate with that reach. And come center. Rotate and reach. Back arm down. Front arm up. Lengthen that spine. And then up through the crown of the head, a little lift in the sternum, and center. Rotate. We're just going to do one more set. Back arm down, reach that front arm, then rotate, lengthen through the crown of the head, come back to center. Last set. Rotate and reach. Back arm down, front arm reaches, rotate to center, and then rotate the upper body a little bit more and come to center. Last side, reach, back arm down, front arm reaches, and then you're going to come through center, rotate, and a little lift in the sternum, and back to center. Good. So let's lie on our back now, and we'll do a little bit more work. So since we're using our flex band today, let's support our head with our flex band. And if you can keep it wide open, it'll support you better. And then just bring the straps into your hand. And just lift the head straight up to the ceiling. Try to let the head fall back into that strap. And one more time, up, straight up. Try to feel where you're still holding that head and try to let it fall into the flex band and back down. This time we're going to come up to our shoulders. So inhale to lift that head and exhale to come up, sliding those ribs towards the pelvis and then slowly roll down. Pay attention within yourself whether you're tucking as soon as you try to start your flexion, and try to keep that sacrum flat on the floor. So inhale as you lift that head, exhale as you come forward, lengthen the other end of your spine away, keeping that pelvis flat, and come back down. Two more like that, and then we'll add a little rotation. So inhale up, exhale as you flex and hold, and come down. Last one like this. Inhale up, exhale, flex, slide those ribs towards the pelvis and come back down. This time we're going to stay up. So inhale as you lift, exhale as you come forward, sliding the rib cage towards the pelvis. See if you can lift a little higher, and then rotate to your right and rotate to your left and rotate to your right and rotate to your left. One more time, reach across, come center, and come down. I think I have to readjust this flex band because I'm using one that I found that's really long. So let's change that. Still holding the head. We're going to come up and just bring one leg up and the other leg up. And just do your toe taps. But see if, since we're supporting the weight of the head, if you can curl up a little bit farther. So curl up. Drop the spine towards the floor. Feel those abs, especially the transverses. Pressing down and pressing those two sides of the pelvis a little closer together. And one more set. And step. And then one leg at a time, bring it back down. And then lengthen that spine back to the floor. I'm going to try to get rid of that extra on that side for you guys. So we're going to come up again. And you're going to bring your legs up again. So this time, as that leg reaches away, you're going to rotate the other arm out. So let's see how that goes. So as you reach that arm away, you're going to reach the other arm down to give a little counterbalance. And other arm, just reach it down towards the floor. And reach. And reach. My band is not cooperating. And reach. And reach one more time. And reach. And reach. Bring the legs there. One foot down at a time. And then lengthen. You need to try to find a shorter strap next time. So I'm going to do one more thing for our legs that is similar. You're going to bring your band over the top of your shins, and then you're going to crisscross it underneath. Now what I want you to do is I want you to let your shins drop a little and then get the tension there. And then keeping the back flat on the floor and lengthening the spine, just bring those legs up to where you would for tabletop and relax. Make sure you're not lifting that lumbar spine to do that. So your tension is already here and you're going against that tension. And release down. And again, lift up into tabletop. And don't let the band bring your knees together. Keep those knees in line with the pelvis, with the hip bones. Good. And one more time. And reach. And now curl up. And reach away. Keep those legs separated. And reach away. And reach away. And reach away. Let's do 4 more. See if you can curl up any farther. And 3. And 2. And 1. Good. And roll down. Bring those legs down. Let's undo that. Keep your flex band in your hands. The width of your shoulders are a little wider. And I like to say a little wider because a lot of people come to the inside of the shoulder joint rather than to the outside. And really the outside is the anatomical place that your arm hangs off the side of your pelvis. So you're going to try to keep that band as wide as you can. And I know that's not easy. Bring those feet down and press into those feet. See if you can feel a little activation in your hamstrings. And then again, press down into the feet. And now add a pull in of the heels towards the buttocks. Your feet aren't really moving. We're just activating some muscles. And release. Press down into the feet. Pull those heels towards the buttocks. And come up into your bridge. Now, some people are not supposed to do articulation. So for you, just come straight up. You're still working, right? And then bring that band over the pelvis. Press those hands to the floor and pulse up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and bring those arms up and roll down, reaching the tailbone, the sits bones towards the heels. And release at the bottom. Make sure your knees aren't falling out. Keep them right in line with the pelvic bones. Ready? And inhale and roll up. Bring it back to your hips. Bring one leg up and pulse up. 10, 9, 8. Press into that band. 7, 6, 5, 4. Use your triceps. It's not cheating. And bend, come down, and roll down through that spine. Arms come up. Last side, and roll up. Resist those hips. Other leg up, and push. 2. Use that glute. Reaching up for the ceiling. Shoulder blades down into the mat. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and reach up, and then roll down. Good. Let's go right into leg circles. So I'll stretch our legs first a bit. So for just stretching, just keep the foot into the strap. Try to make sure your toes are in there too, unless you have a very, very thin thin strap, and just point through the ball of the foot and then reach that heel up. Just a little bit of a stretch in the back of the leg and heel up. 2 more. Reach and heel up. Last one. And heel up. Now lengthen that other leg. Be careful when you do that, because I don't want you to lift that waistband up off the floor. Keep it flat. So if you have to keep that leg a little bit bent, go right ahead. We're going to do IT band stretch. So bring that leg across the body. Make sure you haven't hiked that hip up towards your waist. Keep it long. Keep that space there. You have the strap to help support the weight of the leg. Reach that leg out. Really try to reach it away from you. Not just let it just go wherever it wants to. Really actively push into that strap, lengthening that leg, keeping all the muscles active. One more big breath, inhale and exhale. And bring it back to center and inhale. Come back to the center. A little bit of external rotation, even if you have to feel with your hand to make sure that hip has not come up. Make sure it hasn't come up. This is your standing leg, your long leg. Make sure it's a little bit active, bringing the hamstrings towards the floor. And now you're going to come out to the side. So you can hold that strap with the same hand that is the leg, or you can do it on the opposite, whatever you prefer. Just make sure to go out far, that you're not hiking up and you're not letting your pelvis roll. So keep that pelvis square. We need a lot of stability in the lumbar and pelvic region to keep our spine safe. And just reach through the feet. Try to make as much length as you can. And then come back up to center. We're going to do leg circles on this side before we do the whole series on the other side. So now I would like you to crisscross your strap. And the reason I have found that I like this better than regular keeping it uncrisscrossed is because now you have resistance, a little bit of resistance in both directions of the circle. Ready? So reach up across the body, down to the foot, open and up. Inhale and exhale. Try to swoop it back up. Inhale and exhale. Last 2 this direction and around. And keep reaching. Come to the center. Make sure your pelvis is square. And then externally rotate. And we're going out first, around. Be really careful when people go out to the side. They often go farther down to the floor than they can hold. And that won't give you any more strength. You're just training your body to do it wrong. Better to do it smaller. Last one. Reach up through the ceiling and reach all the way down to the floor. How long can you make that leg? Uncrisscross. And just slip your other foot in. And then bring it back up. Good. Make sure those toes are in there. And we're going to do our little ankle mobility. So press up through the ball of the foot and then bring the heel up to the ceiling. Press through the ball of the foot and reach that heel up. 2 more times and up. Last one and up. Check in with your pelvis right now. Make sure both sides are level, right? No hiking up. And we're going to go across the body. So really reach through that leg. Try to make a little bit of space in the hip socket so that we're not rubbing on the lining. And keep thinking you're pushing the pelvis down even though the leg is going the opposite direction. Right? We're trying to keep nice, stable lower body. And then bring it back to the center, a little external rotation, sits bone reaching for the other foot. That leg, think of the hamstrings pulling towards the floor, and then open up only as far as you can control the pelvis. If the other side starts to lift up at all, you've gone too far. Also be careful you haven't hiked that glute up to the waistband. Keep it nice and long, and just press into that band to give length of the tissue of the leg, making a little bit of space in that acetabulum. Take 2 more breaths. And then bring it back to center. Now crisscross your straps again. We're going to start with the across the body first. So across, down, open and up. See if you can keep tension on that strap the whole way around. And coordinate your breath with your movement. 2 more. And last one this direction. Come to the top. Reestablish the pelvis. A little bit of external rotation. Make sure you're still lined up well. We're opening first and around. And swoop it back up. Swoop it back up. Use your breath, either 1 full inhale and 1 full exhale, last 2, or half and half. But just coordinate your breath with your movement. Reach up, reach your foot out, long, away. How long can you make that leg? And then come back in. Good. We're going to do a roll up. So we're going to again have our feet in the strap. And I like to tell people, try when you're sitting up to not have the strap any longer than what it is to your knees. Now, if you know that roll down and roll up is harder for you, you can bring your hands a little closer to your feet so that when you're rolling down, it gives you more support. Okay? So think about your hands, even though we're fisted to hold the strap, and think about bringing the pinky side of the hand up towards the ceiling so that the arms are externally rotated, and reach the head up with the inhale, and then exhale, come up all the way. Good. Now bring the elbows out. Let's do 3 here. And pull up through the crown of the head. And pull. And then tuck that tailbone and slowly come down, lengthening the spine. Try not to miss any spot. Ready? Inhale as you bring the head up. Exhale as you curl, dropping the spine back. So we encourage that C. Then sit up nice and tall. Palms are down now. And pull back. And 2. And 3. And tuck under. And try to lengthen one vertebra away from the prior until you're all the way down. And again, 2 more. Inhale as you start. Exhale, come up. Sit up nice and tall and reach. And 2. And 3. And then roll down. Really try to see if you can get it down incrementally. See for your own self if there's a spot you're missing. So inhale to come up. Exhale as you really reach, 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 reach. Sit up nice and tall. Palms are down. And 2. And 3. And roll down. We're going to come up again and we're going to do something different. So curl back up. And you're going to reach and you're going to come down to your sacrum. So let one hand go down to the floor to give you more support on each side and come up. So the hand that you're rotating towards is going to go up. The other one's going to go down and just to the sacrum and back up. Ready? Rotate first. Other arm goes down as this one goes up. And come up. We're just going to do one more set after this one. Ready? So this hand goes down to help stabilize the other side and curl just to the sacrum and come up. Last time, rotate and pull. One arm up, one arm down, and down to the sacrum and back up. Last side, pull up and curl and come up and all the way up. Let's just do, I want to think of what other arm variation we can do. No, let's come back to seated. So release those legs and just sit however is comfortable for you. And you're going to take your strap so that your palm is up and the strap is laying across your hands, right? Now keeping those elbows fairly close to the ribs. They don't have to be hugging, pushing into the ribs, because when we walk, there's usually a little space between our arm and our rib cage, but keep them nice and close. Don't let them open, and then open the arms for the rotator cuff. Rotate out and rotate out. Again, and pull, and pull. Let's do 5 more for 10, and reach, and reach, and reach. 2 more. Open wide, lift up your head, keep that spine long. Good. All right, so let's come down and we're going to do our hundreds. So you don't need to use the strap if you don't want to, but if you do want to try a different variation, instead of pumping up and down, you would have the flex band at the bottom, and as you come up, you would pull out instead of up and down. You could also do the up and down motion if that's better for you, but keep a little resistance on that band, so the arms have to work a little bit more. So come to tabletop, inhale now, and exhale, come up. Ready? And in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that's halfway. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 2. Out, 2, 3, 4. Last one. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5. And come in. Good. Roll to your side and roll yourself up. We're going to do a little bit of rolling in a ball, just about 4 of them. Doesn't have to be a lot. And you can do it just with your arms, or you can do it by using your flex band. So if you're using your flex band, it'll be in front of the legs and then in back of the legs. Your palms will be up so that you can help to keep those legs together. So it's different, and it may not be good for you, right? It may be better for you to have the strap on the thigh instead of the lower leg. Whatever way you want to do it, you can even do it just with it here, holding down a little to create pressure like we were doing in the beginning when we were just lifting the shins up. So figure out if you even want to use the flex band today. You don't have to. And you're just going to sit up nice and tall. So sit towards the front of your mat so you have room to roll. Bring those shoulder blades down the back. You're going to tuck at the bottom. Keep that head a little bit with the chin going towards the sternum so you don't bang that head. Bring your legs up and roll back and release. And drop and then roll. Good. And drop that lower spine towards the floor and roll. 2 more. Drop that lower spine. Keep dropping it and roll. Last one. Bring it down, 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 and roll. Good. All right. So let's now go into our series of 5. So for our double leg stretch, the only thing that we're going to use the band for is that when we come in, let's put a little pressure down into the legs. So it'll be like this, and then like this with a little pull out of the arms, so the arms are a little more active. Ready? So curl up, a little pressure down. Inhale, reach. Exhale. 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 3 more. And reach. And 2. And reach. And 1. And reach. Just bring those arms up. And let's go right into single leg stretch. And reach. Let's do 5 more, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. We're going to do our hamstring curl. So what I want you to do is figure out where that leg comes for you and bring the band there. And then you're going to push into the band for your 2 pulses. Push, 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 push. Reach into it. And let's do 4 more. Keep reaching up. Last 2. And last 1. Good. And come down. Now for lower lift, I prefer not to use the strap, but if you think that the strap will actually help you, then just put it around your feet so that when you go down, it gives you a little assist. Okay, so that's actually an assist, but it's nice because it makes you push a little bit into those legs, lengthening away from yourself. Otherwise, you can do it how we always do it, cradling the head. Make sure you're not on the neck. Make sure you're on the skull. Elbows should be no wider than 45. You're going to curl up. You're going to bring those legs up. And we're going to lower, 2, 3, 4, and up for 1. And lower, 2, 3, 4, and up for 1. Lower 2, 3, 4, and up for 1. Let's do 3 more. And up, remembering that if your lower back's coming off, you have to go a little shorter. If the weight of the legs is too much, you need to bend those knees and shorten the lever. So try to really pay attention to that lower back. Good. Bring the legs in. Let's go again and use the flex band for this one. We're going to go right into crisscross, but what I want you to do is really pull those arms apart as you go across, okay? So bring those legs up, curl up, and rotate, and rotate, and rotate, and rotate. Really pull, 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 pull. We're gonna do a set of 10. So we have 5 more. Last set. Come back to center and come down. Good, good. Let's bring our feet to the edges, outside edges of our mat. And let's just let one knee fall towards the other ankle and reach that knee away to get a nice long stretch. And then as long as your shoulder's okay with it, reach that arm up and then reach it back. But don't let the traps carry that shoulder up and don't let it pinch forward. So only go to where, don't lay the arm down. I like to keep it active. Reach and try to feel that stretch. Go from the knee all the way to the fingertips. So take your time. Think of the sits bones reaching for the heels. Nice long line through the lower back, all the way through the quadriceps. And then slowly come back to center, bring the arm, and then bring the legs. Good. Rotate the other direction. Feel that first, reach that knee along the way. Bring that arm up over the chest, reach it back. Keeping that shoulder down. Now try to think of reaching those sits bones for the feet to make a little more space in the lumbar spine. Just a nice long stretch. How far can you reach out? And one more breath. And then come back to center. Good. Let's lie on our sides, because the very best part about, let me see if I have a shorter strap here. The very best thing about the flex bands is what we can do for our hips, giving that resistance. So put it as right above the knee joint and tie it like you would your shoelaces. And make sure you tie it as tight as you can, because it does loosen up as we continue to work. So we want to start out with as much resistance as possible. Just tie it, don't be afraid. And when you tie it in a bow, it's a little easier to get it undone than it is if you just tie a knot. And then let's come to our side. And you can be either all the way down, if that's good for you. You can support your head, but no matter which way you're gonna keep yourself, you wanna put your hand on the crest of the pelvis and push it away. And feel how now your waistband is a little bit lifted off of the floor. Some people like to call it the mouse hold, but you wanna leave that there. You don't wanna then collapse back down. We want to keep that spine as long as possible without distorting it. So right now for clamshell, the knees should not be directly in front of the hips. They should be a little bit away. And the feet should be more in line with the tailbone. And we want to try to line up the shoulder girdle and the pelvic girdle, right? We don't want to be in a little bit of a curl. We want to try to have that spine really nice and long. So today what we're going to do is as you bring that knee up, the foot's going to go down, as always. However, now when you bring that down, I want you to lift that foot up actively and then reverse. and reverse. So really use the adductors as you come down, and bring that foot up, makes it have a little more weight, so you should feel it a little more active than when we keep that foot on the other foot. Let's go for 6 more for 10. And remember to breathe. And whichever way you breathe is fine. Just continue breathing. And if you find a way that works better for you, that seems to activate the muscles more, go right ahead. 2 more. You want to really focus on what muscles we're asking to work. See if you can get them a little more active. Good. And bring the legs together. Now do bring the knees right in front of the hips. And then do bring the shins parallel to the front edge of your mat. We're going to lift that leg so that the knee and the foot move at the same rate, stay on the same plane, and you're going to lift up. And don't let yourself fall backwards. Keeping that waistband off of the floor. So we're active in those abdominal area. And really try to focus on what muscles you're using. There's a thing that they call the body map that's in your brain. And if you can focus on what you're asking it to do, it gets more awareness in the brain of that area. It's called body map. Let's do 4 more. And 3. And 2. And 1. Good. Come down. So let's have our legs a little bit, I'm going to move myself back, and then let's have those legs long, but to the front edge of the mat. Again, make sure you're not falling down, reach long, try to line up the shoulders with the hips. Reach those legs up, and let's do scissors from here. And reach, and reach. A little different when we're on our side. Let's do, that's 5. Let's do 3 more sets. We'll do 8s. Reach and reach. Good, good. Now, again, we've already done leg circles, but let's do them from this direction. So it's definitely different. We're going to turn those legs out just a little bit, and you're going to reach forward. You're going to reach up and reach back. Reach forward, reach up, and reach back. Trying your best to keep that torso still, not accommodating the leg to get more movement, keeping that torso nice and still and letting yourself work in that long spine. 1 more time. Up. Good. And now we're just going to do 1 more thing for the adductors. So you can decide whether your body likes it better with that leg in front or with the leg in back. So I usually do it in front, but I think today I'm going to do it in back, and I'm going to focus more on keeping this hip flexor open while I do the other leg. So again, make sure you're not falling down, reach that hip away and lift up. And 2, and 3, and 4. We'll do 10 of these because they're not that hard. And 6, keep reaching through the leg. And 3 more. 2, and 1. Good. Let's reach those legs nice and long. And we're just going to do little flutter kicks, okay? And reach, 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 like swimming. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bring those legs together. Let's just do 1 banana. So have your arm on your legs. And let's reach up. I can't stretch out my other arm because my room's not wide enough, but your bottom arm would be reaching long. And 1 more like that. Now let's do 3 where we reach the arm and the leg up and down. Reach first and up and down. Last one, reach and up and down. Good. Now lie on your back. You don't have to undo your legs to do your figure 4 stretch. Just cross that leg over, and then you can do whatever variation you want. Just if you like pushing on that leg that's crossed over, try not to push on the knee joint. Use that thigh bone to get that pressure rather than the joint itself. Just stretch it, bring it closer, roll it around, whatever you like to do. And now we're going to add one more stretch. You're going to put that foot down. You're going to lengthen that leg, and you're going to try to drop that knee towards the floor. It should open up a little bit more in the front of the hip flexor area. And then let's roll ourselves over to the other side. Should probably check where we're at here. So we're going to start with our clamshell. So knees a little bit away, not 90, a little away, feet a little closer to the spine as far as the line of the spine goes. Make sure that that pelvis is level so the waistband is lifted, and you're going to lift that leg up. Now as that leg comes down, you're going to lift the foot. So a little more work in that coming down. You have the weight of the foot now. Reach up and reach the foot up. Reach the knee up and reach the foot up as you come down. And up and reach. 4 more. And reach. And 3. And reach. And 2. And reach. Last one. And reach that foot up. Now put that leg down. Bring those knees right in front of your pelvis and have the feet, the shin in line with the mat. So now you're in that 90-90 shape, same as when we do our tabletop, right? And lift that leg up. And 2. And 3. And 4. And 5. 5 more. 5. And 4. And 3. And 2. And 1. Good. Lengthen those legs and bring the legs towards the front edge of your mat. Really try to, it's a hard thing to keep that waistband off, but really try to keep that waistband off. Use the muscles around the rib cage to do that. Lift those legs up, and we're going to scissor. Reach, 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 reach. Use your breath. Two more. And 8. Good. And come down. We're going to do those leg circles now. So you can have that front leg in a kickstand position if you prefer. I think I forgot to say that on the other side. You also have your hand to work as a kickstand to help support you from letting your torso wiggle around. Reach that leg up and over. Reach up and over. Reach up and over. Reach up and over. 4 more. And 3. And 2. And 1. And then in a straight line, if you have room in your room, let that bottom arm be long and palm up. Keep the rib cage as flat as you can, as if you're against a wall. And let's lift those legs up 3 times and down. Lift those legs up and down. 1 more. Reach through those legs. Now have your arm here. Let's lift up first and then lift the arm and the leg. And back down. First reach long, then arm and leg. And come down. Last time, reach long, arm and leg. And come down. Hopefully I didn't forget anything. I was having a hard time remembering exactly everything you did. So let's come on your back and do your figure 4 stretch and release back glute. Rock from side to side if that feels good. Now, if you've gotten enough in that stretch, bring that other leg straight. Let this foot come across the thigh and just try to bring that knee towards the floor. I think it's really good because for me, I don't know if everybody feels it, but that little muscle right here, the tensor fasciae lata, in this stretch is the only place I feel that get a stretch. So see if you also feel that. So it connects into the IT band. We do stretch the IT band, but we don't usually have stretches for that little tiny muscle. And let's come up, roll to your side. I'm going to check the time. I think we're getting close to the end, but I have one more thing I wanted to do. So we have 5 more minutes. If you have to leave right on time, go right ahead. Otherwise, we're going to do one more exercise. And we're going to focus more, because not everybody has a super long flex band. When I have a class where I hand them out, then we wrap it around our foot and our arm, and we get to use both ends of the body. But today, assuming that not everybody has a really long band, you're going to put the band under your knee, and then you're going to hold it in your hand on the same side as that knee. Maybe I'll scoot up a little bit. It's hard to know whether I'm going to have enough room. So first, feel that nice quadruped, right? The back of the head a little bit up towards the ceiling. Spread the shoulders wide. So we're trying to expand the shoulder girdle front and back. Slightly externally rotate those arms so the eye of the elbow is in line with the thumb and the index, the first finger. I think that's the index finger, right? And then lengthen the crown of the head and the tailbone away from each other. Do not let the ribs fall down. Reach those ribs a little tiny bit, the lower ribs, towards the spine. You should feel activation in that transversus now. You're going to bring the toes of the foot and the fingertips of the hand. Right now, you still want that pelvis parallel to the floor, and lift up, and lift up, and lift up, and lift up. We're going to do 10, 4, 5. Keep reaching the chest away from the floor so you don't damage that shoulder. 3, 2, and 1. Come back down. We're going to do one more thing. So get that quadruped really strong again. Check everything. Reach the arm and the leg away from each other. Bring that leg up, flex that foot and bend, and reach up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and come back down. And let's change to the other side so we have time to finish on both sides. So again, make sure that you're pushing into the floor, but you're also reaching up. Externally rotate the shoulder bone. And then check out everything else. Back of the head lifted, crown of the head and tailbone reaching away from each other. And then lift the lower ribs a little bit towards the spine to protect that spine. Reach the fingertips and toes away and up. 2, 3. Front of the pelvis should be parallel to the floor. 5 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. And come down. Last thing, ready? Spread those shoulder blades again. Lift everything up so the spine is nice and supported. Lower abs should be working. Reach. Bring the leg and arm up. Flex and pulse up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and come down. Good. Let's spread our band out and just sit on it. We want to side plank today, but I want to give you a little lateral stretch. Your legs can be any direction they need to be for you. You're just going to have one hand on the floor. The other hand is going to hold the opposite end. You're going to reach up, and then you're going to reach over. Really push your ribs into that flex band, so it gives you a place to aim for. And breathe, nice and big. Widen those ribs. Again. One more. And then come back up. It's easy enough for us to change sides, so now just grab the other end, reach up, and reach over. Push the ribs into that flex band. Nice big breaths, opening up the ribs. Feel yourself pushing the breath from the inside into those ribs, stretching those little tiny intercostal muscles. And then come up. We're going to do one more. Reach out, reach up, reach over. Feel that position first. Really push those ribs towards your flex band. Now rotate towards that leg and come forward. Keep that shoulder down. Don't let the traps reach it up to your ear. Come back to the side and back all the way up. Left side, reach, up, over, open those ribs. So we're really trying to get, we have a tendency when we go over to move our whole spine over. So that's why I like to say push those ribs into that strap to try to make that curve a little more gentle on our spine. Rotate towards that leg and curl forward. Breathe into the back. Try to see if you can push your air to the back of your lungs. One more big breath. And back to the side and up. And thank you all for being here today.
Thank you.